Beaches are a key part of Great Lakes recreation and economies, but rising water levels and erosion threaten beach access. Groins, which are shore-perpendicular coastal structures, help maintain beaches by interrupting along-shore sediment transport. For example, if currents flow from north to south, sediment accumulates on the updrift side of the structure on the north, widening the updrift beach and resulting in accretion. However, downdrift areas to the south may experience sediment deprivation, leading to beach narrowing and erosion. Groin fields, or multiple groins in series, control sand movement along the shore and are often utilized to limit downdrift impacts, maintain beaches, and protect larger extents of the coast. The physical impacts of groins on a coast can vary with groin design and site-specific characteristics. The ratio of groin length to spacing between groins is a key design feature. Longer groins trap more sediment but are also more costly. Wider spacing between groins may cause less sediment to accumulate.
If there's not enough bypassing of sand, if sand can't actually make it through the groins along the shore, the communities that are downdrift of the groin fields can be left in a sand-starved condition, and they will start to erode, and then they will need to enact their own coastal protection measures.
Impermeable groins, or solid structures commonly made of concrete or steel, are designed to block sediment flow along the shore. This design is most commonly implemented to prevent beach loss in front of personal property, infrastructure, or tourist areas. Impermeable groins typically have the most pronounced physical impacts on the updrift and downdrift shorelines. Permeable groins, on the other hand, have gaps that allow for some alongshore flow. Typically constructed with a variety of materials, such as rock, timber, or steel, this design is less disruptive to natural processes and is often implemented at locations where completely blocking sediment transport is not ideal, but some form of sand management is desired. While permeable groins offer several benefits, subtle physical impacts to the coast may still occur. Groin effectiveness depends on local geology, waves, water level fluctuations, and ice conditions. Locations with abundant sand and finer beach sediments generally are more effective than areas with cobbles and gravel. Waves interact with groins, altering currents and redistributing sediment along the shore and lake bed. Stronger waves and storms can increase erosion. A groin's ability to maintain beaches depends on its design and upkeep.
There are many factors that can contribute to groin effectiveness, one being wave angle. So as waves approach the groin fields, let's say they're approaching the shore head on, that can lead to less longshore transport, and so the groins might be less effective in building and maintaining beaches. But as you're increasing your angle to be more parallel with the shoreline, we're going to be getting more longshore flow, which means more sediment transport, and so they can typically be more effective when there's more longshore flow.
If a groin isn't tall enough to handle high water levels or strong storm waves, water can flow over it, a process called overtopping, which can cause structural damage and worsen erosion. Without proper maintenance, groins can also lose their ability to hold beach sediments, making unprotected areas more vulnerable to wave action. Similarly, ice can reduce the structural integrity of groins, decreasing their effectiveness. Like a wedge being driven into a piece of wood, ice can creep into the cracks of the structure, breaking apart the structure. Implementing groin structures requires a careful weighing of their benefits and trade-offs compared with other coastal protection options. Costs, permits, and potential impacts on local communities, economies, and the environment are all important factors for consideration. It's also key to consider what affects a groin's long-term success, including design, maintenance, and site conditions.
I think the key to the long-term effectiveness of coastal engineering solutions is to really understand the long-term nature of the problem. These problems typically don't arise just out of nowhere, and so the first step is always to understand the causes of the problems, and that's going to lead you to a certain set of possible solutions. And the other thing is to understand that these projects have lifetimes of decades or even more, right? So the consequences of a single property owner putting in some sort of a coastal protection measure like a groin or a revetment are going to stick around for a very long time. And so we need to be thinking about long time horizons when we design these coastal solutions.
To learn more, check out the additional resources provided. IISG would like to acknowledge the following references for their contributions to this video. Thank you for watching.